3, we're here to do a public hearing to discuss and review a lot subdivision in the McEnany Estates area. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to go into a public hearing.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Commissioner Cassidy? Here. Commissioner Dose?
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman?
Here.
All right, we are in public hearing mode. I will forego reading all the rules for that because we have no public or witnesses attending right now. Do we expect the applicant to attend?
I am not sure. I have not heard one way or another.
All right, well, in that case, we'll just go right to the staff report.
Okay, I am Trish Brown, County Planning Technician, sitting in for Dan Martinson, Planning Administrator Pro Tem. I am bringing before you today an application for a 2-lot major subdivision by Dan Brainerd and Ann Comstock entitled the McEnany Tract of the Hayes Tract, case number S-160-23. You should have before you a package of the file, in particular the staff report with the findings of fact, applicable legal standards, draft conclusions of law, draft conditions of approval, and Planning and Zoning Commission recommendation. We begin with the course of proceeding, which outlines the process of taking and processing this application. We started the process in approximately April 2023, taking in the application, which is being processed as required under Shoshone County Code Title 10 Subdivision Regulations. The Planning and Building Department issued a notice of public hearing on this application and was published in the Shoshone News Press on May 16th. Site was posted and notices went to adjacent property owners as required. A public meeting was held with the Shoshone County Planning and Zoning Commission on June 1st, 2023. The commission had questions concerning easements, which the applicant addressed. The commission approved with no additional conditions, resulting in an order of recommendation for approval with conditions. A public meeting with the Board of County Commissioners was scheduled for today. Reviewing the findings of fact, the applicant and property owner is Dan Brainerd and Ann Comstock of Pinehurst, Idaho. The applicant is requesting a subdivision to allow the creation of 2 lots in the natural resource zone. The parent parcel total site is approximately 2.434 acres, with the subdivision occurring on parcel 49 and 02E-32-7580. The proposed lot design is block 1, lot 1, which is 1.46 acres, and lot 2 at 1 acre. The applicant proposes to utilize an existing public access road, which is Vets Road, for 2 direct access approaches for the proposed lots. Parent parcel access approach is existing. The site is located just north of Pinehurst, Idaho. The site is addressed as 34 Vets Road, Pinehurst, Idaho, and legal description is outlined in the report. The official Shoshone County zoning district map indicates the property is currently zoned as natural resource. The zoning designation surrounding this parcel is natural resource zone. The surrounding uses are a mix between rural, residential, and recreation. The proposed parent parcel totals approximately 2.434 acres. The proposed subdivision will consist of 2 lots ranging from 1.4 acres to 1 acre in size. The major subdivision ordinance requires that the proposed lot shall be equal or greater than the minimum lot size of 7,700 square feet. The proposed lots meet this requirement. The parent parcel has existing residential uses established. The proposed new lot currently has no structures or developments located on the parcel. The topography, vegetation, terrain characteristics for the proposed site are predominantly flat. The proposed lots feature standard vegetation for this area. There is some riparian area because Pine Creek runs along the eastern boundary. The comprehensive plan designates this area as the West Shoshone Corridor District. Historically, most of the development pressures are occurring in this area. Competition for residential, industrial, and commercial land is very high in this district. The corridor has a long history of mixed land uses and higher densities. The comprehensive plan specifically promotes the continuation of mixed uses, however, warns of density and impact to adjacent uses. The proposed site is located within the local jurisdictional area of city impact of the city of Pinehurst, Idaho. The city was solicited for comments, concerns, requirements per the ACI requirement or ACI agreement. As of the writing of this report, the city has not responded. The application states that the proposed lots are to be served by individual wells for domestic water supply. Existing residential is served by an existing well, and the new lot will be served by a separate individual well. The proposed lots will be served by the South Coeur d'Alene River Sewer District. In a will serve letter dated May 2nd, 2023, the district stated that the proposed lots are currently being served and proposed new parcel would be after subdivision. A subdivision application has been submitted to Panhandle Health District. However, as of the writing of this report, the district has not yet responded. The applicant proposes to utilize an existing public access road, that's road for individual direct access approaches. In a written response dated June 12, 2023, DPW responded with no concerns or comments, but did state that the new lot will be required to obtain an approach permit for new access drive to lot. The site is located within Shoshone County Fire District 2. The district responded via phone call conversation with the administrator where Chief Dietrich stated he had no concerns, comments, or recommendations. The development of this project will not require a site disturbance permit at this time. However, any future construction and or development may require additional permitting. The proposed subdivision conforms to design standards of the surrounding area, including those outlined in section 10-3-1 of the Shoshone County Code. The proposed lots are partially located within the special flood hazard area or regulatory floodplain as designed or as designated by the adopted FEMA firm flood insurance rate maps, and there's an associated firm panel. Noted here in the report, the applicant will be required to place a floodplain notice upon the face of the plat, and that condition is in a different section. The proposed subdivision is located within the operable unit of the Bunker Hill Superfund site. Mary Remborg, the project or program manager of the Panhandle Health District Institutional Controls Program, or the PHDICP, responded with a letter dated May 15th, 2023, where she stated that the proposed lots will be subject to the rules and regulations of the PHDICP. No development is proposed or required at this time. As of the writing of this report, the Planning Department has received no public comments. During the hearing before the Planning and Zoning Commission, no comment or no public testimony was offered. No written testimony has been received as the writing of this report. It is the typical applicable legal standards outlined here, including Idaho and county codes, county comprehensive plan, and the floodplain overlay district regulations. The staff analysis, the proposal creates potential for additional residential and recreational uses or use lots on a property previously undeveloped and underutilized. The proposed lot size is typical to the surrounding area. Based on the submitted application, discussions with the applicant, agency responses, and public comment, staff finds that all requirements for application and procedure have been met. Based on the hearing before the Planning and Zoning Commission, the findings of fact and conclusions of law set forth in these documents, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommends that the Board of County Commissioners approve this application for a subdivision. Case number S-160-23, Mechanic Tract of the Hayes Tract subdivision, a request by Dan Brainerd and Ian Comstock with following conditions. And then it's got the recommended conditions of approval. Development shall be subject to the applicable rules, ordinances, and regulations of Shoshone County and any other state, federal agency. Any further development and or changes shall come before the Shoshone County Planning Administrator and or Board of County Commissioners. Terms and conditions placed on this approval shall run with the land and remain valid upon change of ownership or until the approval expires. The applicant or future assigns having an interest in the subject property shall fully comply with the conditions placed on this approval. This approval is based on the information presented in the project application, plans and testimony provided as part of this request, and the approval is limited to that request. The applicant shall meet the requirements of final plat subdivision application procedures as specified in Shoshone County Code Title 10-5-4. The applicant shall meet the requirements of the South Coeur d'Alene River Sewer District as per the bill served letter dated May 2nd, 2023. The applicant shall place a notation and identify upon the face of the plat the location of the FEMA flood insurance rate map, firm special flood hazard area designation of the floodway and or floodplain. And then it identifies in the report what needs to be placed on the face of the plat, which says the lots and tracts created by this plat are potentially located in the special flood hazard area according to the FEMA firm adopted September 26, 2008. All development or uses upon these lots and tracts shall be subject to the county floodplain district overlay regulations. This approval shall expire 24 months from the date of signing of the order of decision unless an extension is applied for and granted by the planning commission. The applicant shall meet the requirements of the Panhandle Health District. However, as previously mentioned, Panhandle Health District has not yet responded. So I am not sure about what needs to occur there. So we have the draft conclusions of law, which are established conclusions from our code and have been marked in the affirmative. If you agree, we'll go with this, but if you disagree, we need to know why and note it accordingly. You may review the list, which demonstrates we have met these conditions. The recommended motion is outlined here. So that is the end of the staff report. I do not have the applicant here.
I do have a question for you on the staff report, section 2.14, access and transportation. I assume it's a typo. It just says on the third line, the department responded.
I would like to presume that that is Public Works. I have been looking for the information on this, but I am still looking forward to clarify that the department is Public Works.
You made that assumption, but I hate to assume.
Right.
Okay. Well, we have no representatives or the applicant here today, and we have no public testimony today. Hence, we have no need for rebuttal. Any final comments before we close the public hearing?
No, sir.
All right. I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing, go back into regular session. So moved.
Okay, second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So we're now deliberating. No further testimony taken. You've seen the evidence. What do you think? Any questions, any comments? Are you ready to move?
I have no questions.
I have no questions.
Okay. In that case, that being the case, I will move that we, let me just make sure I say it correctly, that I will move that based on the findings of fact and conclusions of law set forth in these documents, which I will read through, the recommendation of this board be that we approve with the proposed conditions and we base this decision on the conclusions of law that the proposal does conform with the goals and objectives in the comprehensive plan. Proposal does conform to the standards contained in Title 10. The proposal is consistent with the purpose and intent of existing zoning. The proposed use is compatible with the existing uses in the area. The proposed use is not detrimental to public health, safety, or well-being. Did you get all that?
Yep.
Okay. All right, that's the motion I would make for approval at this time.
I'll second.
Any final discussion?
No.
Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. And with that, we adjourn this meeting.